A small Canadian mining company is about to make history in the skies. Focus Graphite's high-purity material, sourced from Quebec, is being used to build a rocket nozzle for a test flight in New Mexico. It's not just a technological milestone, it's a bold step in creating a secure, homegrown supply of critical minerals for North America's aerospace and battery industries. Well, I'm joined now by Dean Hanisch, CEO of Focus Graphite, to talk about this mission, the material, and the future. Dean, thanks very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's very exciting. I mean, your graphite is literally going into space. So exciting times. What does this project mean for the company?
Well, for us, I think it's important. We have a special type of graphite, and people don't realize that graphite is not graphite. So some graphite can be used for some different applications and some for others. But our graphite lends itself to a lot of these aerospace and defense type opportunities. So our goal is really just to keep showcasing our material, that it can be used for, real life examples. And that's what's exciting about this is people say it can be used for this, it can be used for that, but we're actually doing it, and it's going to go up in space. And yeah, we're excited about applying, and we're going to keep doing more of those.
Well, tell me about that and just educate me a bit, because graphite is such a vital material for those areas like the end of the rocket nozzle. What is unique that your product is offering to the project?
So what makes our graphite different is that we have our impurities are sitting on the outside. So we burn them off. We don't have to grind it up, use all different kinds of chemicals. So we really keep the graphite flake intact, and that allows us to a lot of these different type of applications. The integrity of the material stays whole. And so we use P100 mesh for this, and it was put onto the nozzle, and it's really for heat resistance and ablative abilities. So we're excited by it, and I think for us, we just need to keep showcasing that, we're close to permit in the sense that we've been at this 16 years. So if we can actually, produce material and show that our material works in real life applications like this one does, then, we'll have an opportunity to work with hopefully Department of Defense and different military and aerospace and defense companies.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because there's somewhat of a diversity in the use, right? It's not just only rocket nozzles here. You're looking at batteries and you're looking at coverings as well. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so the material that we have, just again, by the nature of the quality of the material, we're able to do batteries, we're doing anodes, all of those things that you have to have for any kind of battery technology. But we also have our material can be used for different things. Like I was saying, different mesh, different course. You can make it into like a graphene and make a coating type membrane for icephobic so that ice won't sit on the wings, things of that nature. So yeah, you really have to have the material. And then when you downstream the material, which is what we're looking to do, you add a lot of value to the material. So you're no longer, competing in the same sense with, some of the other graphite companies. Even if other mines are around the world and they have a lot of material and they'd go to dump it, you're not dumping this material. And there's a lot of work that goes into it, but you have to have the specific material, and we happen to have that.
It's interesting you mentioning the value chain here of processing, because you are using American Energy Technologies, who you're collaborating with on the processing front. That's an interesting take, just given the geopolitical tension at the moment, but that collaboration is probably important to you.
Well, I think it's important because, if you look at the United States, they're spending $1 trillion, okay, that was announced, $1 trillion, which is a lot of money in aerospace, defense, military. You've got the European Union, I think they're at a huge amount as well. 850 billion, I think Germany alone is at 500 billion. You've got that dome that they'd like to go ahead with. I think that's 175. So you really have a lot of money being spent now in that area. And I think for us, they appreciate the fact that having a potential to have a Canadian supply of graphite, which is critical to all types of military and defense applications, from your F-35s to tanks, missiles, ballistics, then I think it's important for both countries, regardless of the tensions. At the end of the day, we're together. And I think, as far as security is concerned, we are together. And I think that that's why for both Canada and the United States, it's really important that we have this type of material here, and we're not depending on a foreign supply, especially from, potentially, adversarial countries.
Right. Talk to me about offtake agreements. I mean, I heard you mention this in some of your press releases and communications, but you need investor confidence at the same time to tie in with that, right?
Yep.
Talk to me about it.
Yeah, so I mean, I think with graphite, it is an industrial mineral. It's not copper or gold. Like, you have to have an offtake, and you have to show that your material works for different industries. And so for us, we've been working with the battery technology and the battery material and those that provide that, and we're really looking to do offtakes in that area. So that would be one of them, and of course, they're using a lot of material. So it's kind of almost like if you have a bulk offtake of a number of offtake partners who can take a lot of your material, then our goal would be to, kind of a smaller type quarry mining operation once we get it going and have those offtake partners, but then take some of that material and then do some of the exciting things like the rocket nozzle and downstream that into, a higher tonnage material as far as, getting things going and pricing.
Sounds very interesting. As I let you go, I mean, I'd like to find out, how does Focus Graphite fit into this dire need, and you touched on it in your previous answer, to secure critical minerals here domestically. It's an area that's becoming more and more urgent and spoken about, just given the tension again globally. Where do you see yourself in that network?
Well, I would say, we've been at this for 16 years.
Yep.
And so now we're very close. We've done our ESIA. We've got a few more things to finish in that. So we're really close to the finish line. There is no production of graphite in the United States. There's no graphite like ours either being produced. So basically, everything's coming from overseas, mostly coming from China. There's some stuff coming from Africa. So we kind of fit in that position that if we're the next to be permitted, then we can really produce material that would help to have a secure supply chain here. And if you look at the United States, even they understand that even with the dumping, they're looking at putting in 721% tariffs on Chinese graphite. So we're really sitting in a really good spot. I think it's the time to market. So somebody who comes in tomorrow still has to go and wait, 15, 16 years, because that's how long it takes to permit a mine in Canada. So we're sitting at the front of it, and we really just got to take it home to the finish line.
Well, very compelling indeed. Dean Hanisch, CEO of Focus Graphite, thanks very much indeed for your time.
Thank you for having me.